Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a February 2023 reading for the sign of Sagittarius. If this is the first time on my channel, welcome Sagittarius. You got one card that just flipped out there. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And if you're returning, welcome back. Also, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and those of you who have donated at my Buy Me a Coffee or Tea link. I actually drink tea. Hence the teapot and the tea cup, and it's kind of why I named my channel what it is. And anyway, I really appreciate that if you have gone over there and made that donation. Okay. What other cards can come out for the message that Sagittarius needs to hear? Okay, well, they're just going to flip over before I lay them out, apparently. But this is a general inquiry, so I'm pretty much leaving it open. The message Sagittarius needs to hear for February 2023. Now, cards of advice. And I apologize for the noise in the background. It will stop in a second. I think the washer is on the final cycle, in case you're wondering. Oh, too many cards. Couple more cards, please, for Sagittarius. Couple more cards, okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and get into it. Four of Spades. So this tells me things are very secure and solid in your home life. Very stable. You are experiencing some kind of form of stress relief related to that. That indicates to me that in the past, probably the recent past, there was something going on in your home. Your life situation, you know, however that's set up. If you're living with a family, you're living by yourself, or living with a spouse, there was some kind of stress related to that. It could have been money matters or something going on with those people. The Jack of Spades could indicate that you are involved with a younger air sign. That would be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. If it's not the case that you're involved with an air sign, or they're one of the people involved in this situation, you are not trusting either the situation or them. There's a distrustful energy about the Jack of Spades. If you've been with me before, the general description of the person behind the Jack of Spades is someone who everything seems fine and dandy on the outside, but they're hiding something. They have a hidden agenda. But I kind of flip that mindset when I'm reading for a person or a sign. If you are embodying this energy, it's more about you distrusting someone else. It's not that you're hiding things from people. Just wanted to clarify that. In other words, something's going on that you're just not... I keep hearing not trusting. I dare say it's almost a card of being paranoid, but I think it's more than that. It's like when you feel the underlying current of something that's going on, that's brewing, and so you're distrustful. It could be based on past behavior, of course, of somebody else. You also have the Six of Diamonds, options and opportunities coming your way in terms of taking financial responsibility. That could be connected to this Four of Spades about the stress relief. What did I say? Sometimes that's a indication of relief in terms of, you know, paying bills and having your needs met, being able to buy groceries, make repairs, put gas in the car, all of the above. Feed the pets, feed the kids, whatever it means. But it seems like you have more options and opportunities lately, perhaps, than you've had in the past. Two of Clubs. Some kind of communication needs to occur here to restore balance and harmony. It may have something to do with this younger air sign. I'm not sure what that kind of communication is, so I can't elaborate, but there's some kind of topic or subject that needs to be addressed, brought out into the open, discussed on a mature, responsible level. Let's just put it that way. What else can you tell me about the situation that Sagittarius is dealing with in February 2023? Things are up in the air here with the black and white Joker. It's also the Fool card. In traditional tarot, it's the Fool card. In cartomancy, I look at the Joker energy as things are not settled. And that Fool energy behind it, some readers see that as a new start. I don't interpret it that way. I see it more as a person, or you in this case, Sagittarius, not being able to see what's ahead. It can be like with things being up in the air, it can be like you're feeling like that could be actually, you know what? This just occurred to me that this distrustful energy could be tied up with this. That's what I'm trying to spit out here. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. When you're not sure of what's going to happen, the outcome of something. And I'm not quite sure what that's about. Except the only indication I have is that some kind of communication needs to occur with somebody or a group of people. But nonetheless, you don't have a crystal ball. You can't see what lies ahead of you. And so it's that feeling of anticipation but also anxiety, because you don't know how things are going to turn out. What else can you tell me here? Oh, Queen of Spades. So we got the other. It kind of goes along with the Jack of Spades. It's similar energy. Again, it's an air sign energy, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. You could be dealing with somebody like that, or this is somebody holding back. I think this is you, actually, because of the communication that needs to happen. I think when that communication card comes out, it is the person I'm reading for. It is, because it just wouldn't make sense that the tarot would tap into the energy of another person and say, hey, communication needs to happen. Obviously, it starts with you in some sense. You get my drift? So it's possible you've been holding back, and that's what this Queen of Spades is representing, because she does not say what she's feeling or thinking. On the outside, people don't trust her because of the way she's holding back. It's almost like she's up to no good, and that's not necessarily the case. It's about somebody being very reserved, and you observing from the outside. You also have the King of Hearts energy. Interesting. This is water sign energy. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. It's also a fatherly energy. The King of Hearts is somebody you can look up to, gain some guidance. They're very protective but loving and gentle in the way they, I'm going to say control or dominate, but they have that air about them because they have that kind of authority in some sense. This is probably somebody else. It's possible this is who you need to communicate with. It's very possible. I don't know why you would be holding back from them this communication. Perhaps whatever needs to be discussed or brought out in the open is a hard subject. Something that's just not easy to discuss, and you know that it might cause friction or disagreement. But this person is generally very emotional and on the loving side. They're not... I don't see them as somebody to fear, and I do think that's somebody else. I don't think that's you. Ten of Spades. There's something here about some kind of disappointment and tremendous loss. Whatever needs to be discussed it has to do with this tremendous loss and disappointment. This is actually on the level of I'll just give you some examples. A divorce, a death, somebody passing away, something traumatic happening like losing a home. You know, it's very possible that you need to discuss leaving somebody. Could be this water sign. You want to end a marriage, for example. Ooh, I got chills down my spine. Sagittarius, if you're involved with a water sign and you've been thinking that you want to end the marriage, this card would certainly represent that. It also represents ending a major chapter in your life. So, you know, one way to think about it is we connect ourselves with people and we think it's going to last forever. At least that's what our hopes are. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's anything we did wrong or that they did wrong, but I think we do outgrow people. And we are meant to keep growing, obviously, so we can't stay in stagnant energy. I'm actually picking up this is like this stagnant energy, and it's this ugly thing I think that you don't want to look at. You don't want to look at the truth of this. I think this is why you've been holding back and not trusting the situation, because you know it's going to open a can of worms. Oh boy. Wow. Wow. Okay. What other cards can you enlighten me on this situation for Sagittarius in February? On the heels of Valentine's Day, even. If it is indeed a major breakup or a marriage that needs to end. Ace of Diamonds. Eight of Diamonds, sorry. Eight of Diamonds is that solo entrepreneurship card. I don't see this as related to business, I'll be honest with you. But it is a solo effort. The solo effort is you're taking initiation to communicate. I think that something needs to end. I'm really feeling this very strongly. If this doesn't apply to you, that's fine. Don't make it fit your situation. But if you're about to drop the bomb on somebody and tell them how you really feel, this reading is speaking directly to you. But the thing about the entrepreneurship card, it's about hard work and effort paying off. So this effort that you're putting into this to end this, let's say it's a relationship, we're just going to go with that, is going to pay off. You're going to reap the rewards from that, because that's what Ace of Diamonds is. And it's also I keep saying Ace of Diamonds. That's crazy. Eight of Diamonds. Eights are about progress. It's about things moving forward. So that also tells me this is where action lies. In other words, you're not staying stagnant, stuck in a situation that needs to end. You need to keep moving forward. Any other cards here you can offer? Yes, of course. And it's going to lead to great personal growth. Well, we could have figured that out on our own now, couldn't we? So 6, again, options and opportunities presenting themselves to you in the area of personal growth, pretty much on any level. Emotional, mental, spiritual. In some cases it can be financial. It could be more, physical physical attributes of life, let's say, monetary, material things. I do think this is an emotional situation, though, and that's what it's about. So it's about... I'm going to break into the advice here in a second, but I'm betting that it's about you actually taking this leap and recognizing in yourself that this is really what you want to happen. I mean, you don't want to end the relationship, but you really do. You know what I mean? It's bittersweet. On one hand, you don't want it to end. On the other hand, you know it has to end. I think it's as simple as that. And then communication card. Yeah. I keep seeing that. I'm actually interpreting this taking financial responsibility card is actually just taking personal responsibility, period. I'm actually seeing it in a little different light with that. And again, it's tied in with that eight of diamonds about things paying off. So the paying off is not monetary necessarily, it's not financial, but it's paying off in other ways. I hope you catch my drift on that. Let's look at your cards of advice. Yep. That was foreseen. Honestly, this doesn't surprise me at all. This is an emotional decision that's pulling you in two different directions. Quite literally. This is tearing you apart a little bit at the moment, Sagittarius. I can definitely feel that and see that. It's about two different decisions. Now with the Seven of Diamonds, this is a warning against taking gambles or crazy financial risks. I'm not sure how it pertains to this at the moment, but if by chance you're in a financial situation that's going to be impacted greatly by ending this relationship, for example, this marriage, whatever it is, this to me would be an indication that you need to start saving your money. So in that sense, yeah, it's like avoid spending like you have been, because you're probably going to need the extra resources, especially if you are tied up with somebody financially. The Seven of Clubs is a card indicating that you have no other choice. You're feeling trapped. Yeah, this is pretty much a done deal. Whatever communication needs to happen, whatever step you need to make in that direction towards this, to wrap this up, I'm pretty certain this is one of the most literal readings I've ever had. It's just so, it's just so obvious. I don't even know how else to say it. Anyway, I'll stop. Look at that. You got all 3 sevens in a row. Whoa. So the Seven of Spades is about truth being revealed. Bingo. You need to reveal the truth. Sorry, I didn't mean to make a dramatic scene there, but this is so obvious to me. I am astounded by this. I am purely astounded how literal this reading is. I just can't express to you. You have no other choice. Seven of Clubs, Seven of Spades, truth being revealed. And usually that truth is on the disappointment side. And this is not going to be the disappointment for you per se, but you are going to feel the fallout from it, because this is an emotional decision. This isn't easy for you to make. This decision is not easy for you to make. I do want to emphasize that. That's why you're hesitating. Okay, more cards of advice for Sagittarius. We certainly need it. Tough situation. Tough. Heavy. Breakup card. I couldn't... If I was a trickster and I was like stacking the deck so that certain cards came out, I couldn't make this. I wouldn't be able to do this as well as it's working out. I hope you can appreciate that. This is the breakup card. Change needs to happen. Something is stagnant. It is going to be something that's a little bit out of your control. Yep. I think the fallout from it is going to be a little chaotic, and you know that. I think that's why you've been avoiding it. 8 of Spades. Wow. Do you see the spades? If you haven't figured it out with cartomancy, the spades are kind of that dark negative side of things, and you have another one that's come out. It's just kind of everywhere. That's just a casual observation on my part, but this is generally it's a card indicating that you're working too hard, and I don't think, again, we're talking about business or being at work. I don't think it's about that. I think the work is you trying to stuff this down, this reality of what needs to happen and what you truly desire, and ending this long-term relationship in whatever form it is. It's caused stress because the Eight of Spades asks us to relieve that stress because it's affecting us mentally, emotionally, physically, or all of the above. And again, you have an 8 that emphasizes that things need to move forward. You need to get out of this stagnancy, Sagittarius. Okay, gosh, they're just flying out. I hardly even shuffle. The Four of Clubs. This is going to lead to this balance and satisfaction in your home life. So if you had any fear, for example, financially, that this was really going to, upturn your life, send it into a chaotic whirlwind of not being able to suddenly be financially stable. I mean, this isn't a Four of Diamonds, but I just see there's stability around your lifestyle with this. Things are very balanced and satisfied. I would see that as a positive sign, a good omen. Any more cards of advice? Whoa. Okay. Okay, these two came down together. 10 of Clubs and the King of Spades. You got the Jack of Spades, the Queen of Spades, and now the King of Spades. The King of Spades, it's still got some issues. I'll just say that. It's not quite distrust, and it's not quite holding back. It's actually someone who is generally a very good person in business. Again, it's air energy, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But there's an element of disagreement with them. They're not on the same page with you. There's some sticking point where they're not going to agree with you. Now, the 10 of Clubs is about wrapping up a chapter here. It involves travel. And it's always for good reasons. It's about good news. I mean, it's very possible. I felt like that King of Hearts was the person you were dealing with. They could be represented. Hey Sagittarius, sorry about that. There's a break in the video because I had a mechanical failure. I think my battery died or something. Anyway, what I was saying about this King of Spades character would fit totally if the person that you want to break things off with, that you're needing to end this relationship, is very controlling and dominating. That King of Spades energy is definitely along those lines. And that would indicate the problem that you're having with them, the disagreement. They could also be a father figure in your family unit, or you see them as a father figure, and we're not looking at genders necessarily. But I think it makes a lot of sense that you're traveling away from them in some sense, whether that's physically or emotionally. And with the 10 of Clubs, that's going to wrap up a chapter, and it's actually it's very good news, and it's a good move. I'm going to ask for one more card before we close off this reading. What other card of advice can you give Sagittarius in this difficult situation? 9 of Diamonds. This is a nice way to end it, actually. It's going to end, or I should say it's going to complete. The 9 is a card of completion. It's going to end with you being financially secure in some way. We've seen a little bit throughout your reading here, indications that financially you're going to be okay. If you're not already on your own, financially independent in some way, this is the stimulus check card, and it indicates that you're going to have money and resources to take care of, personal debt, making repairs, perhaps upgrading a car, just taking care of things that have been neglected for a while. So the only card I didn't see come out here was actually the physical separation card. We saw the breakup card. and that a change needs to happen because things are stagnant in some way, and it's going to cause disruption to your lifestyle. I mean, that just kind of goes with the territory, right? But I don't see, perhaps what I'm getting at is perhaps you're in the intermediary stage of first communicating with them. Then perhaps you will be sleeping in different rooms before you actually physically separate. You know, sometimes because life is complicated, right? When we entangle ourselves up with somebody, it takes a long time to untangle ourselves. And so you both have to kind of figure out what you're going to do after this decision is made. You know, and that might take some time. But financially, you're going to be okay. I don't know if that was a concern of yours, but it's definitely showing itself here. So I'm going to end the reading there. I hope this offered some guidance and insight. And again, if you'd like to see when the next video comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe, notifications. You'll get a notification on your phone. And if you would like to make a donation and buy me a tea, that link is at the bottom of the description box. You just copy and paste that into your browser and it'll take you right there. Boom, done. And I deeply appreciate it if you are able to do that and would like to. Okay? Enough of that. Good luck in this situation. And hang in there until I see you again, Sagittarius.